With very few exceptions, conspiracy theories are bullshit. I want to show you how to tell a genuine conspiracy from a bullshit story. Conspiracy theorists try to make things difficult to avoid scrutiny, but that is one of the giveaways. Let's just examine something that is true so you know how a claim will be if it is truthful. The United States government nutrition regulations are not healthy and have no basis in science. Well, we can start with the Ansel Keys study from the 1950s. That was the original thing showing a link between fat and heart disease. It was called the 7 Countries Study. However, if you examine it, you can see that all the groups taken in total do not support the hypothesis. He cherry-picked the groups that did show it. He started with a desired result and used cherry-picking to prove it. You can look up these studies to see for yourself. There are also tapes from the 70s of government officials pushing through nutrition plans over the objections of scientists. You may be able to find videos of these here on YouTube. It's called the McGovern Report. I'll put a link in the butt bar. You can also find other peer-reviewed research showing the food pyramid recommendations may contribute to the problems they originally sought to address. So that sort of straightforward evidence is what you should see in a truthful claim. You also want to check for that and not just dismiss things out of hand. Now I will explain what is wrong with nearly all conspiracy theories. Mostly it has to do with blatant, obvious logical fallacies. First, we have proof by verbosity. If you have a huge mountain of evidence thrown at you rather than just a few links to peer-reviewed studies, that is proof by verbosity at work. It is done to look impressive and to avoid scrutiny. They want to try to make you wade through as much crap as possible, and they complain that you didn't look at everything. That is an unreasonable demand, and it's easily shot down by quickly identifying and pointing out the logical fallacies. This will start the pain and confusion of cognitive dissonance in the mind of the conspiracy theorist. At this point, they will become very angry and start in with name-calling. This is ad hominem and is a sign of desperation. Next is the red herring. This is extremely common. You will find all conspiracy theories absolutely littered with these. These are irrelevant points. It will usually be X is connected to Y in this way, Y connects to Z, and this connects to that, and 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon later, there you are at 2 things they want to link. Even if the link wasn't done in such a far-removed way and was more direct, it is still meaningless without proving their main point. You have to ask yourself, what does person A knowing person B have to do with the claim of the conspiracy theory? Probably nothing. You'll find a lot of this. They're designed to waste your time, which is the origin of the name red herring. A similar fallacy to this is the non sequitur. You see many of these seemingly random leaps in logic where the conclusion has nothing to do with the premise. Person A worked at company X, therefore crops are being genetically modified to kill people for fun and profit. Or people saw this certain kind of light in the sky, therefore aliens from Roswell killed Kennedy, faked the moon landing, and blew up the World Trade Center. Next is poisoning the well and guilt by association. You will always be asked to watch a series of videos that last for hours and hours and mind-numbing hours that give you the whole fucking life story about some company or other entity. No, I don't need to see the entire life history of Monsanto. And even if I did, it shouldn't start with the beginning of recorded history. That right there is a big red flag with bullshit written all over it. If you do watch the history of whatever it is, starting out fuck only knows how long before the events in question, they will tell you every little piece of dirt they can, whether it has any relevance or not. That is poisoning the well. They will then go on to say this company did these bad things, therefore everything they do is bad. Even anything related to it in some small way is somehow evil. This is guilt by association. Baseless assertions will be sprinkled throughout. In fact, the main idea of the conspiracy theory is usually just a baseless assertion. Proof by authority is something you will see. Someone with credentials says so. In other words, I say, so what? If there is no evidence, it's proof by authority. You will get a little conflation here and there. This is where two things are squished together as if they are the same and used interchangeably in order to be deceptive. You may see an occasional false dichotomy. This is where you get two choices, even though they are not the only two. It's not X, so it must be Y, totally ignoring all the other options in order to get you to agree. It's possible there may be an argument from ignorance. Well, I don't know how else it could have happened. Well, that doesn't mean you can insert any old thing you want into your area of ignorance. The presence of these things are a sure sign the person you are talking to is a mind-numbed believer or just full of shit. They will become angry when you call them on it. A barrage of ad hominem will ensue. They may also use some ridiculous straw man arguments. People always do that when they know they can't attack your actual position. So, now hopefully you can quickly point out the problems with a conspiracy theory without wasting much of your time.